Good evening. I don't know if we're live yet, although we may be, because there's usually a delay
For me.
for you and I think for everybody else. So I think we are technically live, but we'll just double check. We'll make sure. Um,
We
oh,
might be live. There's a
oh,
lot of folks in the
oh,
building.
let's see here.
We got a lot of people here. What
You're not
happened
you're
to
not
me?
seeing anything. So let us know if we're actually live, if you can hear us and see us or not, just so we aren't just talking to ourselves.
Wait, hold on. It's doing. Oh.
Okay, that's the delay. So
Wow, what a delay.
I know it's always amazing from live to what somebody watching actually sees. So I'm seeing lots of hands. We can hear you. Yes, there's somebody that
Yeah,
confirmed.
how do
So
I see the comments?
hold on one second. Technical glitch here. Patty's live chat. There you go. Now you can read comments. So
Hi, everybody.
welcome everyone to Thanksgiving Eve.
Get it out there, man.
And we are live from Sevierville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We are camping in our slide out that's actually out. It's not a slide in anymore. We now feel like we have a Class A motorhome. It feels so big in here.
It's huge. This is why we bought it.
Yeah.
For all this space. Exactly.
So yeah, so we're pretty excited. So we just decided this year, because of COVID, we were going to sneak away. That way we wouldn't insult any family members if they invited us over.
Right.
We want to keep our family healthy. We both have parents that are older than us.
Yep. We'll put it that way.
We'll put it that way. We'll be nice. And we didn't want to expose them. And so we just decided that we would sneak down here to the Smoky Mountains for a few days.
Little getaway.
And I've got the smoker with me. I'm going to smoke a turkey breast tomorrow. Patty, I had a 12-pound turkey. Patty thought it was ridiculous.
I'm like, 12 pounds for 3 people, because we have our nephew.
Yeah, my nephew Alex is with us because obviously he couldn't go home.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. And so we're going to do that. We've got a small piece of ham that we're going to throw on the smoker. Now, I did cheat a little bit. I bought some Bob Evans mashed potatoes and stovetop stuffing. I do have a sweet potato that I'm going to cook and make happy with brown sugar and cinnamon and stuff like that. Then what else are we doing? Oh, the cranberries is out of a can because I didn't have time to prep my grandma's. We'll do that for Christmas.
Right.
We have crescent rolls.
Yep.
And then we have we have pumpkin pie, we have pecan pie. We have enough food we could feed half this campground. So
too much food.
Yeah. So we're at this campground we've never stayed at before down here. Normally we have a couple favorites, and this time I decided to try a brand new one because it's literally brand new.
Yeah.
Like within the last year or so. It's called the Ridge Outdoor Resort. It's actually about, what would you say, 2 or 3 miles down to Dollywood?
Yeah, we can hear the train.
We can hear the train, but it's on the back road to Dollywood.
Right.
So we're not out in that traffic where the tourist areas. So it's super quiet. All the sites are concrete and they're stamped and stained.
Right.
You get a
what's called a teakwood picnic table.
Yeah.
And then you get a really cool
fire bowl.
Like
it's like a big bowl with a big metal lid.
It's cool.
Yeah. And they told me there's a few sites that actually have propane fire bowls.
Okay.
They have tiny houses you can rent. The reception area is like this big 2-story event center.
Yeah.
They have a gift shop. They have a
kids center. They've got an internet cafe. We noticed they have an outdoor area, like a couple areas, like up above, like on a second story level, where there's fire pits and like outdoor furniture you can sit at, and then down below there's big fire pits. When we walked the pups, we found nice pool, hot tub. The hot tub is open right now.
Big workout center.
Yeah.
So.
It's real nice, and the way it's laid out, we're like kind of on a hill, and you're kind of leveled and tiered.
Yeah,
so you can see through things. It's really pretty.
So anyway, now I will say we are like, this is like, normally we don't spend this much money for camping. We're paying $70 a night plus fees. So, but we just decided it's only for 4 nights. We would treat ourselves, and it's pretty sweet here. never been to an
Amazing.
RV park where the Wi-Fi actually
Amazing.
works. We are streaming tonight through their Wi-Fi
It's so fast. It
at our
is
site.
crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
it's
fast.
crazy. So
We
it's
haven't
actually
had.
faster than our LTE or 5G
Mm-hmm.
on our phones. So I mean,
Right.
it's not even close.
close.
So this is definitely, if you're coming to this area and you like maybe a little quieter
It's
park,
quiet. Yeah.
this is definitely, and they're continuing to add on
Oh
more
yeah, the whole
sites.
section they're
So
working on. It is so nice
yeah.
here.
So all right. So that's kind of where we're at and what we're doing, and we can talk about the slide
Yeah.
out in a little bit. But let's go through and Patty, let's find
Well,
out
we
who
have a
else in the
lot
room.
of we have a lot of people here.
I
Thank
see
you.
that. I see 67, 68 people already.
The Fitches are here.
Hey, Dave and Andrea.
Yeah. Vinny Mozzarella
Oh,
is here.
Vinny?
And we got a surprise just a few
So
minutes ago.
this is a great story. I got to interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead.
May I interrupt
Yes,
you?
you
Okay, just
You're fine.
so I'm sitting in here setting up for the live stream, and this lady says, a young gal says, "Excuse me, but do you know somebody named Vinny?" And I'm like sitting here, and I'm thinking, I know two Vinnies.
Yep.
I have a cousin named Vinny,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Vinny Mozzarella. So I said to her, I go, yeah. And I go, is it Vinny? And I literally said this. I go, is it Vinny Mozzarella? And she goes, yeah. And she says, this is from him. He wanted me to deliver. And it was a bag of firewood and a 6-pack of beer. And so she brought me this Yeehaw beer that is actually brewed in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a beer tonight, compliments of Vinny Mozzarella. So Vinny, thank you so much.
She was so cute. She's like, he said you were big YouTubers. And I'm like, right.
Oh, that's good. Oh, try that.
Try that. But yeah, thank you, Vin. That was a nice
Yeah,
surprise.
it was so funny because so then I had to tell the story of why we call you Vinny Mozzarella. I'm like, that's his screen name.
That's good. Thank you.
You know, so anyway, she said, yeah, he mentioned that. And he said you're like big time YouTubers. And I'm like, I wouldn't go that far. I said, we're just dangerous enough to have a camera.
That's right.
But anyway, thank you, Vinny. That was an awesome surprise.
Yeah, we're like, what? At first I thought maybe she was at the wrong campsite is what I was thinking in my head. But
well, then I was thinking that and then for a second I'm like, is Vinny in the park? And then I realized I know what you did. You saw Instagram. So, but thank you very much.
And Samantha Harpin was here. Nee Sam, hi. Nick Picks, Paul the Air Force guy.
Nick Picks. We're going to be going that way over Christmas. So I keep keeping an eye on photos from the park.
Gary Blanchard, Brenda McGinnity, Getting an RV, Mark and
Mary
Karen Milinarski.
Oh yes, the Milinarskis are here. Mark and Karen, who put Carl away for the winter into a cave. And thank you to Mark and Karen who help moderate our live streams, and they're good people and they're our friends.
Kevin Budge, I assume Karen might be near with
Hey
you.
Kevin,
glad you liked our little.
So Kevin, I'm teaching this customer service class the second 8 weeks, and there's a whole section on spirits and wine. And so needless to say, I had, and unfortunately it's virtual. So, but I had to show them the Huckleberry vodka, and I talked all about the Huckleberry vodka, and I drank a little for them, so they knew it was good. But boy, I'm loving that. Thank you,
Phil and Judy Hampton.
Hey, Phil and Judy. I think Phil and Judy are in Florida already.
I think you might be right.
I think so.
Let's see here. Big old conversation. Jim Kuzman, and how is Ookie the Frog?
Jim and Abe.
Thank you again, Abe, for the cute cartoons.
So, for those of you that don't know, when we post those little cartoon, I guess that's what you would call them.
I call them little cartoons.
Yeah, patty. We have the pumpkin spice patty. Now we have the peppermint patty.
Yeah.
Abe draws those.
Nice.
He's I don't know what his official title is, like graphic artist or whatever. He's so talented. But thank you to and then Jim always gets them to me. But we so appreciate you guys, and we just have fun with that.
Well, and Abe, I use them at school. I use them for my little
kids love them.
Picture for when we on Google Classroom and so forth. And I have a student. She saw it. She noticed it. And she's like, "That one is so cute. Do you think you'll have one for Valentine's?" I'm like, "Let's not push it."
Valentine's. You got to come up with something that starts with a P and rhymes with Patty that relates to Passion Patty.
But she loves them. She's like, "Those are so cute," and I agree with her. Avenger RV Adventures here. Hi.
Hey, Steve.
Selkie Smooth says howdy.
Hello, welcome.
Esther S says here, all good with us being here. Ed Abrams is here.
Welcome.
Steve Muse, I hope I pronounced that right. Dennett Head is here. Toddler S says Happy Thanksgiving, Patrick and Patty.
Oh, Todd and Jane.
Arlene Pettick.
Todd, we actually, I opened one of your beers in that class that I was talking about where I was talking about beer wine, and because of the deep color of it, and so I actually was reading it to them, and so I used one of your beers in my class.
Gary Eckert says hello from Kansas. Kimmy B,
welcome.
Greetings from Northeast Alberta, Canada.
Ooh, Alberta, Canada.
Alberta.
We actually have a few subscribers up in Canada. Paul and Diane and Wanda Stewart's up there. And gosh, I can't think of, there's several. I know I'm leaving out people, but.
Loving Life Hitched Up says hello all.
Welcome.
Deborah Walters, Jan Mills. Adam from Florida says, hey, I'm glad you got your camper back.
Hey, Adam.
We're glad to have it back.
Yeah, we are too.
Mobi's here. Hi, Mobi.
Hey, Mo. How's things down in Texas, Mo? And Mo, here's something. We're so excited. I just found out a Buc-ee's just opened in Georgia. So we're going to get to go to Buc-ee's on the way to Florida this year. Warner Robins, Georgia, right off I-75. So.
Liz Childers.
Hey, Liz. Texas. Yep, there's another Texas.
She's in the house.
Deep in the heart of Texas. Is that the way they say it?
Look, he's working on a turkey.
He's working on a turkey.
Yeah.
Drawing it or baking it?
He says he has a hand in a turkey.
Okay. Basting away, huh?
Happy Place Diaries is here.
Hey, Jerry, Teresa. And congratulations. I saw you hit another milestone.
That's right. Jan Mills, what is the name of the campground that we're at? Is it called Ridge?
It's called the Ridge Outdoor RV Resort.
Or something like that.
Or the Ridge Outdoor Resort. I don't think it has RV in it. I think it's just called the Ridge Outdoor Resort. And again, they have, all the sites are full hookups. And then concrete, all sites are concrete. You get a table and a fire bowl, but they also have these amazing looking tiny houses that you can rent, and they have, what would you call those, like a tent,
they had a special name for them,
like a yurt,
look like a fancy yurt.
Yeah, they look fancy. I'd love to see one of the
rooms.
insides of those.
They're like the shape is what,
square or
octagonal or something.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
Rectangular.
Something. They're huge. They look big to me.
So even if you didn't own an RV, you could come stay here.
The tiny houses look cool too.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, those have fire pits, like propane fire pits on the little front deck, so you sit up and can look out. Right,
they look really nice. Let's see here. The Montana Project says, hi guys.
Hi guys.
Deanne Walding.
Hi, Deanne.
Yeah. Ookie the Frog, they're just kind of forever best friends. Hello, it's Charlie Grace.
Oh, hi, Charlie. Charlie, I apologize. I think I'm sorry, because now that I think you sent me an email a while back, and I've just been so behind on getting back to emails. I think maybe you reached out to us about maybe collaborating or doing a live stream or something. I don't remember. And I remember I was going to respond. And what happens is sometimes I read emails on the go at work and then they get buried. So I apologize, and feel free to reach out again. Because I know you did, and I apologize. It's like sometimes I just get these reminders. I saw Mike Anantra, Mike and Kathy were out with. Right. He sent me an email like a week ago, and again I looked at it at work, and this morning I noticed that it's down so far. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't emailed Mike back. So again, I apologize if I don't get back to anyone. If you email, or please just shoot me a second email. It's just this semester, the second 8 weeks of my semester has been so crazy. Between all of the classes. I'm backloaded. I only taught one class the first 8 weeks, so it was really easy. Now I've got all these classes, and we're dealing with a lot of COVID issues. Well, I say everybody's dealing with COVID issues, but we're trying not to send anybody back here after Thanksgiving, and so it's just been nuts trying to get all your labs done. Yeah. So I do apologize. I just never want somebody to think I don't respond, because I would never not. Right. It's just been nuts. Yeah. So I apologize. A couple more highs. Jennifer LZR says hello from Texas. More Texas. Texas in the house tonight. That's right. Randall McMillan says hi from Alabama.
Let's see here.
Alabama.
Oh, and I was going to mention, if anyone has a question, just put, so I can see it, just put question.
Type the word question in all caps, and then
I'll
type it, and that'll make it easier for Patty.
Debbie Falls is here.
Oh, hey Debbie, out in Oregon. Yeah. How are you guys? How are you doing? Hopefully things are good out there. I know you're kind of locked down more than other places, but
Barb Thiel's here. Hi, Barb.
Oh, hey Barb.
She has a question. Patrick, does the lemon jello set up in your salad to make it firm, or just give it a lemon flavor? I assume she means
I think that's what makes it solid. It'll kind of I mean, Barb, it's not going to be as solid as like if you just made jello where it gets hard, but it will help to give it some
kind of shape.
Yeah,
not just running. Mm-hmm.
And I've never tried it with like Grandma always used lemon jello, so I don't know if you would substitute like an orange jello, if you would notice it or not. But that's my thing, is I think that's what kind of helps. Now, if you make that cranberry and you just feel like it's way too watery, one of the things that I tend to do is I will drain off after you let your cranberry set for 24 hours with all that sugar. I'll drain some of that liquid off and then finish the recipe, and then it seems to get a little more solid. Right. Because we have had at times where it's just really runny. Right. Although it still tastes good.
It's very good. I love it. Yeah. So.
And that video is so funny because nobody watches it all year. Like if I could put up the graph here, it's like, it'll like go along all year, and then it spikes for 2 months, and then nothing, and then it spikes for 2 months. And it's always November, December, obviously, because that's when people are looking for cranberry recipes.
We got a lot of folks. We got someone from Annapolis, Terry Zaleski. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, I know Terry. Terry comments on our videos.
Okay.
Yep. From Annapolis.
Right, Annapolis.
Maryland. Yeah.
And someone asked how the fur babies are doing. Truman had to squeeze himself in here.
Bess is asleep over
Bess
here
is
in the
over
corner.
Asleep on that side.
Maybe she'll wake up here at some point this evening.
This guy needs a grooming again. He's getting really furry. And the poor guy had a double ear infection about 3 weeks ago, and we're still kind of fighting. It's not great, but it's a lot better.
And Alex is out at the fire pit, but he's going to come in here at some point, because that was the deal. We recorded midweek update for tomorrow this afternoon. He said he wouldn't do that, but he would jump on the live stream tonight. So we're gonna force him to come in here at some point.
Adventure Bandits. I don't know if I mentioned them.
Oh, hey, Adventure Bandits. Yeah. Where are you guys at right now? I'm curious if you're heading south now that the weather's hitting.
I think they might be driving to Myrtle Beach. If I understand, but I'm not quite sure. They'll have to confirm that. I think if I understand that right, maybe.
Myrtle Beach. That's one of our.
We
like going to Myrtle Beach, and I actually like that campground. We never stayed there. The one where you guys stayed before, that was in your video. But that looked like a really kind of like this place, resort-ish. And we usually stay at Myrtle Beach Travel Park, which is right on the ocean. That's kind of become our favorite place there. So I'll give you a quick update on the slide out, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what ended up happening with the slide out. So I did take it to the Lippert Service Center, which, by the way, I would recommend if you have an issue with a Lippert component that you don't feel comfortable with your dealer working on, and you can get it to Lippert in Goshen, Indiana, I would go straight to Lippert, especially on a slide out issue. They were awesome to work with. Josh was the person who set up the appointment for me and worked with me from start to finish. And then the technician that actually did the work, his name was Bruce. But I took it over. And it was less than 2 weeks from the time he called me. It was about a week and a half to get it in. It wasn't really
that long.
I took it over the day before. Josh walked the trailer with me. I showed him. I mean, like, it was thorough. And then he told me, I'll be in contact with you tomorrow, and because our appointment was at 7 a.m. the next morning. And about 12:30, I received a phone call from Josh saying, you're good to go. You can come pick it up, and I'll explain everything when you get here. And then when I got there, he took me out. We walked the trailer. He had me run the slide out in and out. He introduced me to Bruce. He had a whole packet of photos that I got to keep, part of the file, with all the explanation. So if there's ever an issue, we have it all documented. But ultimately what it was is, it was not a Lippert issue. It was a Lance issue. So the best way to explain this is, when they put a slide out in a trailer, they cut a hole in a sidewall. And then your slide out is in essence a box that they slide in, and then they, like, attach it. Well, Lippert according to Josh, Lippert gives manufacturers basically a gap. They have to be within the, like if this is a sidewall, the box has to be within 2.5 inches, plus or minus 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So basically, Lance, he said, cuts their hole at the maximum, which would be 5 1/4, 2/8, something like that.
Good thing
All
you
right,
give me
I
on
know.
math.
Which he said is fine. That's fine if they want to cut it, but when they slide the box in, it needs to be basically perfectly centered. Ours wasn't. It was off on one side. So the gap on the one side was a little over 3 inches.
Right.
So it was about 1/2 an inch out of whack on the one side. And he said what happens is when you have it that way, you'd think the issue would, it causes, he said, basically play.
Right. It makes it move and not
so
go
as
straight.
It's going in and out, it's not perfectly attached,
Right.
and it's loose.
Right.
And so on the side that it was tight, that was where it eventually started bogging down, because there was play on that other side and it wouldn't allow the side that was tight to go out at the same. So then over time this summer, it literally bent the motor mechanisms, and that whole shaft, he said, was just all bent. And then the rails, he said, and I have pictures of it. It's all rubbed. So what they had to do was, even though it wasn't their issue, he was kind enough to go ahead and fix it for us. They basically uninstalled it, made an adjustment, had to put a whole new mechanism on the one side. They did put some metal, and you'll see this in Sunday's video, some braces on each side, just to keep things
so
tight.
It goes tight and straight. Yeah.
But it is like night and day. It has never sounded this good or moved this quick.
See, we never knew the sound.
We didn't know, because we'd never had a Schwintek before.
And once you got me in the trailer after you brought it home, he's like, listen to this. And he put it out, and I'm like, what's that? Yeah. It was so quiet. And I'm like, okay.
So, and he did tell me, he had a gentleman call like that morning that I was picking up the trailer with a Lance. The gentleman had had his trailer to his dealer 3 times for the slide out. And every time, and I guess it was like a 5-hour drive, the guy was furious. The dealer thought they had a fix. So Josh was convinced it was the same issue as ours. So I don't know that I'll ever hear from him on it, but he was pretty certain that they were going to find the same thing with that one. So what he told me was, you're always welcome to call Lippert and get service done there. If it's a Lippert issue, it will be covered, like if you're under warranty. If it's not, if it ends up being a Lance issue, they can fix it, but they're going to bill you, and then it'll be upon you to work through your dealer and Lance to get reimbursed, because obviously they can't afford to eat the cost on fixing issues that's not their fault. And but I'll just say it. And the other thing he wanted me to make sure I shared through YouTube was, they're happy to work on people's trailers, but what they can't do, he said, a lot of times people will call him and say, like, I've got a problem, will you work on it? And he'll say sure, and they'll say something like, well, we're in Chicago, we'll be there tomorrow. And they can't just have you pop in. So he said, just let people know that you need to call, and sometimes it's a couple weeks before they can get you in. But if you are going to be traveling through Indiana, and a few weeks in advance, call them, see if they can fit you in, and then you can stop and get work done. And so,
well, and this is the first slide that we've ever had a problem with.
Right, because
we had what was our 5th wheel,
but it had the big steel
kind.
Beams or metal beams.
We never had issues, so it was kind of interesting to see.
And he says he thinks we'll never have another issue, really. Because now that it's installed with the tolerances
on it, and
like I said, it's not even the same slide. Nope. Like, it sounds so much better going in and out,
and it's quick.
Yeah, quicker.
MJ and Izzy are here. Just
hey, MJ and Izzy.
But Adam's there's some. Well,
thank you, MJ and Izzy, for they're also moderators.
Yep.
So,
Adam, did you guys get a reservation at Fort Wilderness at Christmas?
We did not. No, I could have. Some of you might have saw the community post I put up.
And Nick's Picks was wonderful.
They wanted the only thing they had available was a premium site, and it was $208 a night. And I just couldn't pull the trigger. That was too much. So, no, unfortunately. But we ended up getting a site at Thousand Trails Orlando, because Princess Craft has a deal with Thousand Trails. When you buy a trailer from Princess Craft, you get one of those 1 year basic memberships.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been trying ever since we were eligible to book, and they had nothing available. And what was it, last week?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was
just recently, wasn't it?
It was over the weekend because we
Yes.
didn't know where we were
Right.
going. We thought maybe we were going to Texas.
We didn't know what was. Oh,
And-
thank you. Who did that? MJ and Izzy.
Oh, thank you guys.
so
Thank you for
much.
that super chat.
But yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't know, so
Yeah.
I just happened to log in, and I was able to get it for free. So we're going to actually be at Is that what it's called? Thousand Trails
Yes.
Orlando.
Yes.
Yeah, on that basic package, there's no encore parks because so there was 3 parks in Florida. One happened to be in Orlando.
Right,
And so I wanted to do Disney, but I just can't justify
that's a lot.
$208 plus tax per night. I mean, this $70 a night was a splurge for us here.
Right, this was like, woo.
Yeah.
We usually don't do that. Okay. Someone's asking here, Liz, DC1. I'll get it right. Do you wish you'd gotten a land non-slide without a slide? I know you were talking.
I know. Now that it's fixed, Liz, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm very hypocritical.
There's so
I'm
much room in here.
no, I'm not hypocritical. I am a hypocrite.
You're-
Because when it wasn't working, I was saying,
I
man,
was
we
here
should.
in an earful.
Yeah, I said we should have stuck to our plan, got the 2075 with no slide. But now that it's working, I'm not going to lie. The pros of slide outs are they just open up your trailer and give you so much more space. You're not going to get all these features in a 23-foot
Right.
trailer if you don't have a slide out.
Exactly.
So like Jim and Abe don't have the 2075.
Right.
Mike and Karen Ritz have the 2075, but it's like what, 25 or 26
Something
feet
like
long.
that, yes.
So it doesn't have the slide, but it also doesn't have the openness like our trailer does because it has the big dinette in the back, which is lovely. It has the big bedroom in the front, but then the center of the trailer is like a narrow hallway because that's your kitchen on one side and your bathroom
Right.
on the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Liz. I have, I have mixed feelings, but now that it's working, of course I'm going to say I love it.
Well, there's just so many options when you do. It opens it up for you.
Here's the thing. Sometimes I think simplistic is better
Yeah.
because
Who did that?
Mark Milinarski,
Narski.
thank you.
Carl says Happy Thanksgiving from the cave.
Oh, you should have used that money, and Mark, and went and bought Carl a gift for Thanksgiving. But I don't know. The other issue,
I love it.
Yeah, Patty loves it. I mean, I do too. I love it now that it's working.
Right. It was not. I mean, you can do it an overnighter with this in, like at a Cracker Barrel, but it's tighter than Carl when the.
It
slide
was
out
tighter than Carl with
Yeah,
the slide out
yeah.
in. So
yeah.
I know I didn't answer your question,
No.
but let's put it this way. I'm not looking to trade this trailer. I love this trailer, and again, that doesn't mean in a couple years we won't decide we want something different. But no, I mean, there was a point though for the because when you think about it, because even Josh over at Lippert made the comment something about me being kind of really patient, and I was telling him, I said I am, but it's frustrating because you spend this
All
much
that
money. And we're only 2 or 3 months into ownership,
Yes.
and then for 2 months we're like inconvenienced.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
And honestly, if we had Dave and Andrea's trailer, the Fitches, I mean, Dave said if you can't put those slide outs out, you're not going camping.
Right.
Because they can't get to anything like their kitchen
No,
or whatever.
Right. Right.
So I mean, we were at least fortunate that we had a
lucky
trailer.
We could do some stuff.
Yeah.
Get the things. Yeah.
So.
Okay, Mark's asking, and I can't remember exactly how close is this RV park to Dollywood. Are we not that
2-3
far?
miles, I think.
Yeah, it's not very
Yeah,
far.
it's really close. I mean, literally, you pull out of the driveway down here, hang a left, and it's a straight shot down to where you turn in to go to Dollywood. And there's hardly any traffic back here because currently there's not a whole lot on this road.
Right.
There's this RV park. Between here and there's a couple little minor businesses, and then you get to Dolly's Dreammore Resort Hotel, and then Dollywood.
Right.
So
right.
it's a great location for going to Dollywood. I
Right.
think if you want to avoid all the traffic of the main road out there.
Right. And we found another way to get.
There's ways you can cut over there.
We learned
quickly.
another route today to get back.
Because like tonight, what we did.
We did carry out.
We did I actually ordered online from the Apple Barn, which is one of our favorite restaurants down here. There's several, but And we didn't want, we just don't feel comfortable. And by the way, it seems like it's packed down here.
I
Like the
think it's
traffic was
pretty
horrible.
busy, yeah.
So I was able to order online a family meal. And then all I had to do when we got there, I paid and everything. When we got there, there was a special place to pull in. You call them, they bring it out to your car.
Yep. Done.
And oh my gosh, the food was
Oh,
outstanding.
so good. So good. Do you notice this campground? I don't remember if you read it, but are they open in the winter? Do they stay
Yeah, I
open?
think they're open year round here.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
what you
I'm pretty
told
sure
me.
they're open year round here. And like I said, this is great if you have a big rig like MJ and Izzy. This park would be
Perfect.
perfect for you guys
We're like
with your
itty bitty
motorhome.
compared to these guys that are around us.
Now, like I said, it's more of a upscale type resort, so
Right.
it doesn't have like a state park feel at all.
No.
So you have a massive concrete
Yep.
pad that you park on, and super long.
It's very
Like
huge.
yeah, we're the smallest trailer in
You
here.
have
It's
plenty
lots
of
of big
room.
fifth
If
wheels
you
and
had
Class
a tow
A's.
vehicle with you, you have plenty of
Yeah.
room.
And then you have room when you step out. Like you have a big. It's wide enough that you can put all your chairs and your picnic table and everything. And then there's just a small strip of grass that separates you from the next site. And they're all full hookups.
Yep.
And because it's new, everything's new. Like
New. It's
all
just
the 50, the 30, the 20s. There's a place to plug in for TV out there, which I didn't even bother hooking up. Your sewer, your water. So it's great for people with large fifth wheels and motorhomes, but
Right.
even small trailers like us.
Right. Works. Todd, I can't get it out. Todd, Carla, and Taylor are here.
Hey guys! So
We're
yeah,
gonna see them in a
that's the
couple
other
days.
thing. So the Roses, for those of you who know our friends Todd and Carla and Taylor from the Runaway Roses, they are actually coming here on Friday because some of you know the story. We were supposed to, well, originally, so the story goes way back to last fall. We hosted the camp out in Virginia with them, and we were all excited to get to hang out. But that camp out had like 20 sites, over 40 people there. And so Todd and Carla and Patty and I never got to spend any time together because we were all hanging out with other people. So we had booked a week in Florida on the Panhandle for spring break, but because of COVID, we had to cancel. So we think we're finally going to have this time to
Yeah.
just hang out for a couple days and, drink some wine and talk RVs and talk YouTube and just let Taylor and Truman and Bess have a good time. So, and it worked out really good because I had messaged Carla and kind of said like, "Hey, we're not telling anybody, but we're going to Pigeon Forge for Thanksgiving." And I would kind of threw it out there because I didn't want to ask her like, "You guys want to come?" Because I didn't want to ruin their Thanksgiving. And it was so funny because Carla ended up messaging back and said, "Hey, we were planning to go the next week. Would we be intruding if we showed up a few days early so we could hang out with you?" And I was like, "No, that's why I messaged you. I was hoping." So it just worked out timing wise.
Well, and getting RVs asking, what are you planning on doing here? Well, we're just trying to just
Nothing.
relax.
Originally, Mary,
Kinda
originally the plan was we were gonna go to Dollywood on
never
Friday
been
or
there,
Saturday.
right.
We've never been. They're all set up for the holidays, but they actually had a sign down here when we went to get our dinner. One of those big roadsides blinking, saying the park was currently like
It
closed.
may reopen.
May
depending
reopen
on
later
numbers or
because they're
something.
only letting so many people in.
Right.
And it had not been that busy up until just recently.
Right.
So unfortunately, we're not going to go to Dollywood now. I don't think, because we're just concerned if they're at their max, that's still a lot of people in there, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So we're just gonna, like, tomorrow we're gonna have Thanksgiving and hang out here. Tomorrow night we're gonna maybe ride around, look at Christmas lights because the
They have
town's
so
all
many.
decorated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Friday, sometime in the afternoon, Todd and Carl will show up, and then we'll probably just hang out Friday and Saturday with them. We were thinking maybe we'll go try to find a place where we can walk Taylor and Truman and Bess, like
Right.
on a little trail or something. And I don't know. We'll just hang out and.
Well, and I did some Bring Fido. I have a Bring Fido app. I did some looking the other day, and there's 3 brand new, like, quote, city park kind of things around the area that have dog parks where you can go off leash, and they also have nice pavement if you don't want to be like, if you have trouble, walking, it's easy walk
Right.
kind of stuff. I thought of that too for these guys because they like to just walk. Because they can't go into the national park.
No, you
There's
can't.
one trail.
There's
though.
one trail that goes between
Well, it's like
Gatlinburg,
and
the
then
visitor center, right?
the Sugarland.
visitor
center that they can
that
do.
they do allow pets on. So
Yeah.
we might do that. We
Yeah.
might just take them in there and walk them.
Because there's some pretty water there. There's a little creek and there's some walkovers that you can do right there.
I mean, like when we drove the strip though, everything was packed. Restaurant parking lots were packed. I don't know what the rules are here in Tennessee if they're 50%
Yeah, because in
capacity.
Indiana it's 50% right now. So I don't know.
Well, and honestly, in Kentucky last night, we stayed at a Cracker Barrel.
And they had no
They were doing no indoor dining at Cracker Barrel. I don't know if that was a Cracker Barrel thing or a Kentucky thing.
Yeah, and yes, MJ, we're in Sevierville. She's like, did I miss something? You
Yes.
guys in Tennessee?
Yeah, we're in Sevierville.
Area.
Yeah, and this park would be, like I said, I know you guys were down here and you said your park was, but I think you guys would like this park because, again, it would fit a Class A motorhome really.
And they have a pool and a hot tub.
Pool and a hot tub.
Here in the summer for Jason.
They have a little pet park.
Not very big.
Not big, but at least they have a small area for let the dog off leash. And I don't know, MJ, if they have. I don't know that they have breed restrictions here, but
it didn't say anything about that when I was looking at it. It just said they have to be on a leash.
Okay, so maybe no breed restrictions, which I know is really important.
And they have a size, like if you have an outdoor pen, like we have for them, little.
Right.
There's a size, like I think it's 10 by 10 by 10.
Okay.
Or something like that. But yeah, well, there's a kid area. It said a kid room.
Well, they're definitely pet friendly because when I went in, I said,
they wanted to see these two.
She said, "Do you have pets?" And I said, "Yeah, I have two." And she was asking me what they were, and she's like, "Well, you have to bring them in." She's like, "We are so pet friendly here," and they actually had a big jar of pet treats right on the counter where you check in.
Right.
So I mean, when they let you bring your pets into the office, and that office is like. Awesome. Beautiful.
Nice.
And you said the bathrooms were Disney.
Oh my goodness, yes, because we've stayed at Disney before and they're just immaculate. Their shower houses and these are just as good. Just as nice. Just as nice. Yeah. Arnie Unger's here.
Oh hey Arnie.
Tahoe.
Oh.
Darn. The Aloha Conch says aloha y'all. They're in the house. Mike Anantra.
Oh, hey, Mike, I was just talking about you a little bit ago. I don't know if you were on.
He says he was surprised with our toll road bill to Ohio. We've had some high toll road.
Yeah, well, how bad was
Texas? I could tell you.
Yours? Oh, you can? How much was it?
What do you want? Take a guess.
Well, yeah, but Mike, you didn't have to go that far, did you, on the toll road? Not like us.
$180.
What?
That's what he said right here. Remember our Texas last Christmas? Or last spring, June, our Texas toll road.
Yeah, our Texas toll road. I thought.
Doesn't that say? Yeah, $180.
Mike, is that right?
I think he might be fooling us. That's what it says.
Wow. Maybe I better check our e-pass.
Even Mark's questioning that.
That doesn't seem right. But so, Mike, earlier I mentioned you because I was saying sometimes I get emails and I get them on my watch now because I got one of these fancy Apple watches. So I saw your email come through, what was that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? And then other emails come in, and then I forget to go back and respond. So I apologize. I have not responded to your email. I didn't want you to think I forgot about you guys. So well, now I'm just talking to you, but thank you for I apologize.
Need to say some hellos here to Roxanne Morrow.
Oh, hey, Roxy. Hey, Brian. I don't know if Brian's there.
Diane Skis in Quartzsite. Hey.
Oh, hey, Diane, you've definitely shifted now from Yellowstone to Quartzsite.
William from Camper Life is here.
Oh, William, now I think I left you. Your last video rocked. Okay.
Good.
Now I'm saying that from a creator standpoint. Don't listen to me though, because I have no clue what I'm doing with YouTube. But like, if you wanted to listen to me, I'm telling you, your last video was spot on. Like, I think it was one of the best videos, just from I'm not saying a content standpoint, I'm saying from the way you put it together. You kept it moving. I loved your little graphics as you counted down. So that was an awesome video.
And Mike says yes, $180.
Holy crap, Mike!
We thought our big one was in.
Now I'm definitely gonna have to log on and check our bill because what was ours in Texas?
It was ridiculous.
It was like $80 to $90.
We didn't want to buy the road,
and it was all it was the bypass around Austin, down and back, which might have been a whopping 70 miles. Like, I will fight Austin traffic from now on.
Yeah. What's the name of the park again, Roxanne?
The Ridge Outdoor Resort.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ridge Outdoor Resort here in Sevierville. I think it's called Sevierville is their mailing address.
Wow. Wow.
But you might as well call it Pigeon 4. I mean, so
Might as well.
180. Well,
Yeah, E-House is here. Says, what's the weather
oh,
like? It's 36 degrees Fahrenheit right here. Brr. Well, today it was
where are you at? Are you traveling?
Today it was 72 here.
That's
we
Elizabeth.
got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Well,
I see. You know, it was so funny because she laughed about in the video where I said that I was worried about the one where I kind of cussed and I bleeped it out.
Yes.
And she said, luckily, she watched it before the kids did because I do worry about that because I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that her kids watch our videos and so I always want to keep it.
Says we're home.
Okay, I just shocked your temperatures are that.
Well, ours are going to get cooler in Indiana.
Well, yeah, but in Indiana.
Because I looked and we go Monday through Wednesday, we're supposed to get snow. So we'll see how much comes. But yeah, yeah. Oh, Teddy Bear 1287.
Okay.
So I'm starting a cross-country trip from Washington to Connecticut tomorrow. Any
Wow.
suggestions for year-round campgrounds?
I don't know because normally when we travel across country, it's in the summer, so
Yeah.
I don't necessarily check out the good. Well, I was gonna say KOAs, but and do you need a campground?
Bye, Paul. Paul had to leave.
Paul who? Paul Chamberlain?
The Air Force guy.
Hey, Paul.
He has to get ready for
Hey,
tomorrow.
everybody. I want to mention this. Paul is doing a big fundraiser for Make-A-Wish Mid-Atlantic, and so please go over and check out his channel. Because he's got links in his current videos so that you can, if you're looking to make an end of the year donation, maybe help out on your taxes or whatever, or you just want to support Make-A-Wish.
Yep.
Paul is trying to raise a lot of money for Make-A-Wish because he's been working with Make-A-Wish for a long time, and a lot of times these kids will wish to go, their wish is actually go camping, and so Make-A-Wish will put the family in a brand new RV, and Paul goes above and beyond to help these families out. And so we really want to support Paul in those efforts. I know earlier this year he had done, and we had sent in a donation because he was trying to get a family a little bit. Make-A-Wish has like a budget, and the family needed a little bit bigger trailer because they had a big family. And Paul and the dealership really worked to make that happen, and so we had helped donate to that.
So cool.
And speaking of Make-A-Wish, I don't know if you, those of you that maybe check our website out, I did a blog this week on supporting small businesses, especially this year where they're struggling so bad. And we have all these friends that have small businesses. Aubrey, who does Redbud Suds, which you know I'm a huge fan of Redbud Suds. That's all I use. It's exclusive because I had dandruff so bad for a couple years, and I tried everything, medicated, everything. I switched to Aubrey's 4-in-1, and it's gone, basically gone completely. But she's a small, I mean, it's literally her and a couple employees, small town business, works her tail end off. She gives back to charity. So anyway, I highlighted like 4 or 5 different businesses, but I wanted to mention my favorite coffee, Bob's Mug Coffee. Bob and April, they're just two human beings trying to, you know, their coffee is amazing. When you order your coffee, usually it's shipped within 3 days of roasting. But more importantly, not only is it amazing coffee, Russ and Carrie are the ones that got me hooked on it. I love this Glamper Espresso because I like dark roast. But Bob, there really is a Bob behind Bob's Mug. Bob donates at least 5% of his quarterly profit to Make-A-Wish mid something. There's different regions of Make-A-Wish. He's more, because they're based in Arkansas, so he donates to the mid, what do they call that where like Graceland is? They always call that area the mid-south. Mid-South, that's what it is.
I don't know.
Where Paul Chamberlain is raising money for Make-A-Wish Mid-Atlantic, which is the Mid-Atlantic state. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Bob's Mug, check them out. If you haven't before, go to their website. And he's got some new blends coming out. He's got one, a bourbon barrel coffee that I'm ordering because I want to try it.
Question for you. Which is a good medium roast from Bob's Coffee? Do you know a good medium roast? This is Roxanne asking.
I think, no, I don't, Rox, because I'm a dark person. I think there's one that I have that is not nearly as dark because sometimes when people come over, they don't like dark roast. It's called Bally Bigfoot Blend, I think. You'll see it. I think it's called Bally Bigfoot Blend. But he marks or when you go to his website, it'll say if it's like a dark roast or a medium roast or a light roast. But like I said, I like this one, this Glamper Espresso. That's like one of my favorites. And I believe I always get whole bean because I grind it as I go. But I think you can get it you can get it ground if you don't have a grinder, you can get it ground.
Sure.
But like I said, his thing is, it tends to go out within 3 days of roasting. So you're always getting, it's not like the big name brand coffees that sit on shelves in warehouses before it even gets to your grocery store. The other thing is Bob and April started a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to plug a YouTube channel. No, literally.
They have the cutest kids.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
They have 19 subscribers. So if some of you could go check out is it Travel Abound or Travels Abound?
I think it's Travels Abound.
Travels Abound. ABOUND.
Yeah, their kids are so cute.
If you could give them a look. He doesn't have a lot of videos because they're just starting out, but they got some of their local, they went some camping trips and they got a tour of their Grand Design fifth wheel. But I always try to help out when you're just starting out. If you can get to 100 subscribers, then YouTube gives you a direct link so you can promote your channel. So they're just good people, like I said, and they give a percentage of their profits to charity. So okay, I'm done selling product. And by the way, I get nothing, like they're not paying me a commission. Those people listed in that vlog, and I even put it at the bottom, we are not being paid by them to say this. We're not getting a commission off sales. So don't think like, oh, I'll go buy some coffee and Patrick will get, a percentage. No, I do it because I actually use the products. And
now Roxanne's asking, should she ask Carrie or Russ about the medium blend?
You could, because although
is it?
Yeah, I think Carrie tends to. If I remember right,
Brian likes to grind the whole bean. She says.
Yeah, you might reach out because I don't think Russ and Carrie are here tonight.
No, they're not.
But you might reach out to Russ and Carrie and ask them if they on a medium blend, because they've actually tried, I think, some more roast, because I think that's why Carrie originally gave me a Glamper Espresso, because she said she didn't care for dark roast.
Right. Let's see here. There was something just slid by. Oh, Phil and Judy are asking, what Cracker Barrel did you stay at overnight? We were at the Dry Ridge, Kentucky, right? No?
Georgetown.
Oh, Georgetown. We were going to do Dry Ridge.
We were going to do Dry Ridge. They told Patty called. They told her to park behind the store, but the store is in like a strip mall.
It was kind of odd.
Parking, and so
it had a weird
only thing behind the store was the strip mall parking lot. And I said, I'm not going to park in a parking lot that, if that makes sense. Like I told Patty, I don't need to have the cops showing up in the middle of the night and say, you're not in the Cracker Barrel lot. There was no defined RV parking at that Dry Ridge location. And we knew Georgetown. I had already asked them the day prior, and it was only, 30 minutes further south?
Right.
So we just went on down there, and they had big RV spots, and and they were super friendly this morning. I mean, I went up and thanked them. We got breakfast, obviously. Yeah. Thanked them, and
Danette Head, different totally topic.
Okay.
Question: how'd you come up with your fur babies' names? Truman and Bess.
So originally we were going to name Truman Harry. I'm a big Truman fan because I love history, and I've read the Truman autobiography, or the biography on Truman, not autobiography, biography. And I've watched movies, and I just think that we had thrown out, and it's not political. It's just he was, like Truman didn't go to, he didn't have a college degree. He lied to get into the military because he was blind as a bat, basically. But anyway, short of it is, I just like Harry Truman. We were going to name him Harry, but our friends who have Truman's brother and sister, the brother's named Harry. So we're like, oh, we don't want two Harrys. So we named him Truman. But then when we got Bess, it was like, well, Truman
needs his Bess.
Needs his Bess.
That was
so if you know
Truman's wife,
Harry Truman's wife, yeah. So
and then I said if we got a Ruby one, it'd have to be Margaret.
Margaret, which was the daughter. So
but we're not getting a third one.
No, we're not getting a third one.
Two is plenty.
No, William.
After the vet bill, two is plenty. Yeah. Let's see here. Mike Price, what's your situation with the slide? It works.
It's all fixed.
It's
the video will be out Sunday on Travels with Delaney at noon. Now again, that video is shot more vlog style. It starts with the night that it won't go out, and I kind of document all the way through. So it's not like a how-to fixture. No. Not that I know how to fix it, but it is now officially fixed.
Terry, Zelesher.
No, in fact, Terry,
never
we
do.
we have never covered an
Covered it.
RV. I'm not. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people swear by covers. I'm not a fan of covers.
No.
Plus, we will actually
We're gonna
use our
try to
RV all
use it.
winter.
Yeah, we want to use it because it's a 4-season trailer. So
Yeah.
we want to try to go.
So
once a month,
we'll take
do
it to.
something.
We're going to Florida over Christmas.
Yep.
I know that in January we're going to do a camping trip, and then we'll just. The goal is every month to go at least once this winter.
Yeah, because we had so much fun. We went to Evergreen last winter.
Yeah,
and we
that's
really
the plan
cool
is to go
places.
back to Evergreen.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Rosie Rome's here.
Hey.
Rusty Carey.
So.
Bessie woke up.
Let's see if we can squeeze. We'll get Alex in here. He came in from the fire. Here, you come back, babe.
Hold on, I'm just trying to get so I'm not.
So everybody, and you may know this guy. Let's see if we can squeeze him in.
We've got the dogs here.
Yeah, we got the dogs.
If Truman would come back over here, that'd be good.
They're best. You come up with me because everybody's wanting to see you anyway.
But yes, this is Alex.
So some of you know Alex from prior videos. He's been in a few over the years. This is my nephew, who is a senior at Indiana University, the other Indiana University.
I knew that was coming.
Majoring in
finance.
So he's going to make sure that his aunt and uncle have enough money to retire.
Right.
So.
That's my job. Yeah.
Your sister's on here, so you want to tell her hi.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Derek Green is asking, what's their travel name again, or travel channel for Bob?
Travels Abound. ABOUND. Travels Abound. You'll know it because, like I said, I just checked before we went on air. He had 19 subscribers.
Bye, Jane and Todd. They're
hi guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And
yeah.
So
Dreaming Out Loud Arvine is here.
Oh, back to Russ and Carrie.
Yes, they're here.
Russ and Carrie. So Roxy Morrill wants to know
for Bob's
mug, what medium roast would you recommend? Because I like the dark roast Glamper Espresso, and she was wondering more of a medium roast. Is there one you would recommend? So,
right.
I was thinking you don't like the dark roast like I do.
Kevin Budge, what are your plans for summer? Alaska? Well, that's the plan.
That's the plan, Kevin, if the border's open.
Yeah, because right now we couldn't get there. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see what goes on.
I mean, we are planning that. Us and Russ and Carrie we're talking about it. But I think Russ and I were talking the other day, though.
Having an alternate plan.
We're trying to come up with an we want to kind of at least...
Something different.
Yeah. So,
because I don't know right now.
Which right now I was thinking that maybe Russ and I would get jobs on a ranch and work a ranch this summer, but he doesn't seem to be down with that.
He's not down with that.
You say work ranch, and he thinks that means get his metal detector out.
No,
and I don't think the ranchers are going to let us.
He just has been watching all these farm channels.
I am so ready to plant crops.
And when his uncle was here from Texas in October, those two were scheming about getting equipment.
So I was like him. So then I got my Uncle Dennis into it. So I was at, because we were wondering, what does new farm equipment cost? Tractor Supply actually had a whole catalog, kind of like Auto Trader, except it was like Farm Trader. So Patty was like, she got home the other night, and she's like, what is this? But it's like farm equipment for sale, used farm equipment, like used combines, like $500,000. It's crazy. So
Keith Reed says, always a classy video. Thanks for the tips.
Thank you.
Jim Kuzman, they're wondering, I assume him and Abe, about bringing back game night this winter.
We could. That was fun. Yeah, we did have fun with game night. I think you guys had fun with game night.
Liz Childers has a question. Do we winterize the camper after each trip in the winter?
What
did you do last winter?
Well, last winter, up through Christmas, I didn't. And I probably won't this year. Probably when we get home, I will just drain the tanks and blow out. So last year I did winterize and de-winterize 3 times over the course of the winter. But it's so easy. Now I haven't done the Lance, but the Tab 400, I mean, that's like 1.5 gallons of antifreeze, and it takes a whopping 15 minutes, if that, to do. And somebody told me, I can't remember who, somebody sent me a message and said they winterized Maybe it was Jim. I don't know. Jim, did you winterize? Maybe not. But I heard the Lance was the same way. Like it was a couple gallons and you were done in 15 minutes. That Lance makes everything set up in the Lance to make it easy. So
a lot of folks are saying, "Welcome aboard, Alex."
yeah. So the story, if you're wondering, like, why is Alex here and not at home? It's because a lot of you know Sam has had a lot of medical issues. Remember last year at this time, she was fighting for her life in ICU. And so we just can't risk Sam being exposed to COVID. So literally, we're not even allowed to go over and see. I mean, if we go over, we have to stay like in the front yard, and she stays on the front porch. And so, Alex, really, you haven't really been allowed to go, quote, home since this all started.
It's been a lot of long distance talks, either like phone calls or stuff, or just standing like the edge of the garage.
Right.
So not the same as normal.
So you know, Alex, for instance, stayed at our house while we were gone this summer, and then a couple times I guess she came home, and he stays in the trailer. He's you've used the trailer a couple times, I guess.
I have, yeah.
Out in the yard, but we just said, why don't you come with us? And you know, he went and got his. You know, he did his test and his quarantining and everything, so we feel comfortable being around him.
Yeah.
And but with Sam, you know, yeah, are we taking a little risk? Probably, but Sam just cannot take a risk. And so, and for those of you who don't know, Sam and Alex technically are our godchildren.
Yeah.
And I know technically my contract was up when you turned, I think, 18, but you'll always be our godson and nephew.
There's a question for you about school. Is your school doing remote learning till the end of the year? Because you guys don't really truly go back till February, right?
Yeah. So what they did was they tried to do 13 weeks of like potentially in person, depending on what classes you had. So if you had different like lectures that needed to be like, I think some like the med students and stuff had classes that needed to be in person. So they would have, but then after Thanksgiving, everything is online until February 8th. They're hoping to have like the second portion of the second semester be partially in person as well, but we'll kind of see how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's something else here. Where'd it go? Oh, because she said basically Wisconsin and Wyoming schools are doing remote learning till the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
So, all right, they're calling you Farmer Patrick. That's
Yeah.
Molinarski. And E House, is that Elizabeth?
Yeah.
You said her kids are hooked on this Wyoming life.
Yep. Oh, and I could give.
I think there's another one that I'm thinking of with Chet.
Yeah.
And Duggo.
Yeah, we really like Larson Farms. If you're looking for a
I
good
like
farm
this one,
channel,
too.
Larson Farms. They're in Minnesota. Chet is the son. Doug, and they call him Duggo, is the dad, and they just seem like really good people. Pretty good sized farm from what we can tell. But I will tell you this. Actually, that's a channel I've been meaning to mention. If you want, Chet's wife, and Chet, what would you say?
I think they're like in their mid-20s, don't you think?
Mid-20s to
Late 20s?
maybe somewhere
early 30s?
maybe early 30s at most.
Yeah,
His
they're
wife
young.
Nicole was just diagnosed with a mass on her lung, and which doesn't sound good at all.
They had to be referred to an oncologist.
Yeah, had to
right?
be referred to an oncologist. They're waiting on test results, but if you know, Chet's basically just saying if you want to send a card to Nicole, and I know most of you are like, I don't even know these people. Why would I send them? But
Well,
if you're a person who just wants to give somebody,
out to
yeah, because
somebody.
so many of you did that with Sam
Right.
last year, and you know, it gave her something to do to read the cards. So if you go over to Larson Farms YouTube channel,
They have a P.O. box.
yeah, there's a P.O. box in the description, and you can send Nicole a card. So yeah, we're, you know, because that is just, I mean, poor Chet. I mean, he's a young guy. You
Yeah.
can tell he's in love with his wife, and it was all he could do to keep it together in that one episode when he explained that, because what happened was she couldn't breathe one night. They
Wow.
thought it was COVID.
She had terrible chest pain.
Terrible
She was in
chest pains, and what they found, well, it wasn't COVID, but she's got this big mass on her lung, and obviously, you know, they're thinking it could be the worst and
Right.
hoping for the best, but
Right. Okay, Liz Childers, I'm a little confused. You need to clarify if you're still here. She says, when we were talking about the farming stuff, she
Yeah.
says, come to son-in-law's dairy. They have all kinds of heavy equipment. Does that mean her son-in-law?
maybe I'm in.
Or or what exactly? I'm
I
not
love.
sure.
I'm telling you, I'm like a little. Well, here's the story, because Patty didn't necessarily know this, but when I was a kid, Mom and Dad rented this big farmhouse until I was in. Well, we moved at the start of 3rd grade, so whatever age.
Well, you
I
went
was.
to Prairie Heights, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to actually where Patty works, but the landlord then kept some cows there, so we had cows that Dad would look after, and then he would lease out the land around the farm, and every year I would beg Mom to let me go help the guys bale hay, and she wouldn't because, well, probably because now looking back, I was way too young to be out there helping. But she'd always say it was because of my hay fever, because I have allergies really bad. And so I always, as a kid, wanted to farm. Like that just was something. Now I've gotten into these farm channels and I'm like, I want to go ride in a combine, or I want to drive the wagon.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well, let's respond back. Yes, it's her son-in-law. Just down the road, they milk 1,000 cows twice daily.
1,000 cows. That is a lot.
That would be.
Now, I'm curious, Liz, because you'll know more about this than me. Is that considered a big dairy farm, or is 1,000 cows not considered anymore? Because to me, that seems huge.
And Tangfish is saying, "Where's your corncob pipe, Patrick?"
Yeah, I got the hat, I got the pants, I got the boots.
And Alex, what is your major? Again, it's finance, right?
Yeah, and
finance.
Then minors in psychology and informatics, so very diverse.
Always going to be working our brains.
Psychology. And you're graduating in May.
Yeah.
And then you already have a job offer lined up.
Yeah.
So you're fortunate.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of my friends are having a lot of trouble struggling with recruitment and everything right now, because I know a lot of places aren't hiring the normal numbers. So it's definitely not a great time to be graduating, but I got fortunate with my internship converting over to a full-time.
They want to see you, Truman.
For those of you that don't know, Alex is very smart. He was and I know I'm kind of biased, but this is true. He was salutatorian in his class. He could have been valedictorian, but if I believe it, the story goes right. You didn't want to give a speech, so you made sure you
knew what to get.
He made himself drop down to number 3. Well, no, he was 3, right? Until the last semester, okay. And the person who was number 2 must have had a bad grade.
Thank you, MJ.
And you bumped up to number 2.
Yeah.
But he could have been number 1. So he's very smart. So he was direct admitted into the Kelly School of Business at that other school in Indiana that's not called Purdue.
Other school.
No, I tell you what, I'm so proud of this guy, even though he didn't go to the right school. But here's the thing.
Jeez.
It's hard to get into the Kelly School of Business,
tough.
let alone be told as a freshman you're going straight in to the. And he has, I mean, he had an internship last year. He's already got a job offer that he's accepted. So, my sister raises good kids.
Yes, she does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, MJ.
And Sam. Well, I could talk about you too, Sam, but we talked about you a lot before. So, but she's a good kid too, and she's working on her human services degree.
She is. There's MJ saying Bess has been staring lovingly at Alex for the last 5 minutes. LOL.
They love both Sam and Alex. So,
Terry Zaleski says doctors so intuitive and such great judges of character. Yeah, they like Alex. Oh my goodness. Can't see Truman. Sorry. Truman keeps falling down.
Yeah. And he's such a heavy chunk.
Well, he's gained some weight. COVID weight got to him. He's a little hefty.
Yeah. COVID's gotten all of us.
He's like, oh, stop, Mom.
Any other questions?
Roxanne's just saying, wow, their son majored in informatics too. Working in finance for a bank now. Was for Deloitte. Sounds like a great kid. Hope Sam is doing well.
Yep, Sam's doing good. She's in her bubble.
Roxanne.
And
we're keeping her safe.
Yeah, just keeping her safe. So.
And Liz says 2 of our daughters were valedictorians. Our oldest.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
She just had fun. Yep.
Did Liz ever tell us if that's considered a big dairy farm?
I don't know.
Okay, it probably went too quick, but.
Yeah, COVID. He's 26 pounds. He's not 30
13
yet.
On this one.
So he's double.
She's like, Dad, don't talk about my weight. I'm a girl.
But yeah, he's 26. That's all.
So what's everybody's plans for Thanksgiving tomorrow? This is Thanksgiving Eve. So are you doing
traditional stuff?
Or are you going to Panda Express? I wanted to do that, but Patty said no.
Well, because I was listening earlier, we have Sirius XM, and I was listening to a channel, and the DJ was talking about how across the United States there's different traditional foods, and I never thought of it that way. Like they said out west, tofu. Tofu is one of the things, and on the East Coast, like a fruit salad, apple salad.
Ooh, like a Waldorf
I
salad.
think so.
Yeah.
So just different things. Down south, you get grits and greens and stuff like that.
I'm pretty
So,
excited. We have a pecan pie that my baking students made. We, it's hard to run a bakery on campus when nobody's on campus. So they came up with the idea to sell pre-orders on pumpkin and pecan pies and cinnamon rolls. And we ended up doing $400 yesterday.
Okay. The dairy is considered a small to medium size.
Wow. Thousand head is considered small to medium size.
Brenda McGinney says her neighbor's bringing her turkey dinner over. Well, that's nice.
We might. Oh, that is nice.
Camping therapy says staying home and doing some punch needle embroidery on a live from my other channel, punch needle with privies and prims.
Nice.
Keith Reed, thank you. Says you two are awesome. We just bought a Tab 400 and looking forward to traveling with our dogs soon.
Oh, congratulations on the Tab 400. Still a great trailer, and you will love it. So, and our videos are still out there if they'll help you. So I got a couple different playlists for the Tab 400.
Rodney Sleeth had a porterhouse for Thanksgiving Eve.
Ooh, Rodney, that's a nice... Because, it was funny. I was looking on Yelp as to who was doing takeout down here, and we found this barbecue place that had excellent reviews. And these guys were both like, yeah, it sounds great. And then I looked, it was closed. It closed at 3 o'clock today.
Deborah Sleeth says, traditional dinner, but only for two. Takeout for my son and his girlfriend. If I could post a picture, I'd show you my fabulous homemade apple pie.
Ooh, that sounds good. I did a poll over on the community tab, and then also on Facebook. It wasn't really a poll. I just asked people. And apple pie seems to be the
hits,
popular choice if you're not doing pumpkin or pecan.
Sharon Sutton says, hi from New Zealand. Thanks for the great video.
New Zealand? Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I feel honored, New Zealand.
Mobai says he's frying a turkey for the first time ever. Fire department is on speed dial.
There you go. Boy, I tell you what, we just watched, we're binge watching Gilmore Girls. I don't know if anybody watches Gilmore.
And they had a whole Thanksgiving episode about deep
frying a turkey.
Everything.
Yeah.
They deep fried everything. So in that episode, it was funny.
We deep fried a turkey one year. I don't know if you remember that.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, probably longer than I think. But you were born, but it was good.
Oogie the Frog cracks me up.
Oh, what's Abe got?
He says, I feel like I missed something. Did Truman turn into a human? JK. Alex.
Yeah, this is Truman. Truman gained a little more weight and shaved. So
okay.
That's fine. This is my nephew. Yeah. Jim will explain.
Yes. Okay, Roxanne Morrill, family Thanksgiving was still roasted a 25-pound bird.
Whoa, that's a big bird.
Because I make a Chinese rice stuffing with dried shrimp, shiitake mushrooms, Chinese sausage, and green onions. That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing. We should have went to their house.
Camping Therapy says Cracker Barrel has takeout.
I know. They were, because evidently people were picking up their orders today because they were setting up the parking lot. And they had a ton of boxes. Like, evidently they put all the food in the box and take it out to your car. Because I actually thought that afterwards. I was like, man, we could have just got takeout. But
Adam from Florida, do you ever go to Townsend, Tennessee? We've camped there before.
We have
a different
once.
Trailer.
Yeah, obviously that was years ago.
We got stuck.
But there's a KOA, and we had a nice site right along the river.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Townsend. That side they call that the quiet side of the Smokies.
The Fitches. We have an apple pie, but it's in a jar.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. The moonshine. Yeah, the moonshine.
Oh, golly.
That's funny.
Okay. Steak and potatoes for the wife. This is a Avenger RV Adventure. If there's pumpkin pie still around, I will kill for that.
So I don't know if Todd and Carla are still on here, but Todd and Carla, the Runaway Roses, they are at like 9,800 and some subscribers. And I told Patty, I think that was a couple days ago, I said, when I saw how close they are to 10,000, I said, we're not going off the live stream. And she goes, yes, we are. She's like, there's no way you're going to pick up 200 new subscribers for Todd and Carla. And I noticed there's like 90 people in here, so I won't do that. But anyway, if you're not subscribed to Todd and Carla, they're so close. I'm so, I think we just have so many good YouTube friends, and I get so excited for them. Like, Jerry, like Happy Place Diaries. I'm guessing most of you have subscribed to Jerry, but Jerry works his hiney off. Him and Teresa, and they're at 800. And we got to get them to 1,000, and they're just good people. And
Mobile's making a comment to Roxanne saying, 25 pounds, that's an ostrich.
yeah, as I say, that's a big bird. I had a 12-pound that would just barely fit in our smoker that I was going to bring. Now we have, I think it's an 8-pound. What they do is they cut off the wing, or the wing, the leg, and the thigh off, so it's still the carcass of the, and it's a butterball, so hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
It's not one of like those pre-formed dealies.
Thin Blue Lane RV Live says, tomorrow we are having roasted chicken, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, and gravy. That sounds good.
Oh yeah, we're having green bean casserole too. I forgot about that when I was reading our menu.
Roxanne goes, no, it's not an ostrich.
That's a big bird, Roxanne. Yeah.
And Runaway Roses, we're here. Thanks, Patrick.
Yep. You guys are so close. So,
You are.
and MJ and Izzy actually just hit 25,000 a couple days ago.
Okay, MJ and Izzy have to run. This has got to run, guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Hey, thanks, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, and
Yep.
thanks for coming in tonight. And congratulations again on 25K.
That's very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job. Way to go.
So,
that's
all
a
right.
big feat. That's a big number.
That's a big bird.
Yeah.
Oh, but 25,000 subscribers, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. We're at like 24,
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
I think we got the 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more excited about we top 500 on TWD Life. So,
Jim Kuzman. If I was in charge of Thanksgiving dinner, we'd be having jelly beans, popcorn, and toast like Snoopy made in Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special.
that's funny. I'd probably add some gummy bears in there. Albanese.
Yeah, that's right. Albanese.
All right. Any other questions?
That's all I got.
All right. We're all caught up.
I think some people are having to go to get ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You probably got to get some cooking done and,
some prepping.
Find your 24-hour Walmart. And,
Oh, Uki says, thankfully I'm cooking. So Abe's doing the cooking.
No, Abe, we still love peppermint
Yes,
patty,
thank you.
and your coffee mugs should be there in the next few days, I think. So then we can all have hot cocoa.
Roxanne says, got to remember to rehydrate all of my dried ingredients tonight. Don't change TWD Life.
Nah, we're not going to change TWD
Bill
Live.
Utah just joined us. Did the
Oh, hey,
slide
Bill.
get fixed?
Yes, Bill. Hey, we're actually setting in it, and it's actually out as opposed to in. I've got a video coming out Sunday on that, but short of it is Lance had not installed it right, and Lippert took care of it.
Uki the Frog saying, Peppermint Patrick?
Actually, well, if we're going to go that far, I already thought
Tall
it out
Bunyan.
for you. I wanted to do Tall Pine Patrick.
Yeah.
Maybe buffalo plaid coat, my axe over my shoulder. Maybe I'm not allowed to tell him what I
Maybe.
want.
I think you can't tell a creator how to create.
You can't tell a creator how to create. Hey, as long as he doesn't turn me into a character where like my gut's sticking out and I'm drinking a beer or something.
I think you should be like what I saw you last winter on your snowblower, your snowplow, with your plaid pajamas on,
pants
and your cowboy hat.
Yeah, that was a sight.
That was a sight.
That's something I need to get done soon.
Get the chains put on.
We got to get the chains on the John Deere and get the blade put on, get the mower blade.
I always tell him you do that, we won't get any snow.
I hope so. I like a little snow
bit,
right now
yeah.
between now and Christmas. After Christmas, I don't care.
Because last Sunday it was beautiful. It got you in the Christmas spirit.
It really did.
Debbie Falls, how do you like the new iPhone?
I like it, Debbie. I so far I still haven't really noticed a huge difference from the 11 Pro. But I mean it's working fine. So I'm still trying to figure out I know the telephoto lens is supposed to be 4x versus 2x, but honestly still haven't even really noticed that much of a difference on it. I thought they say the low light mode is supposed to be better, but again, I can't really see where it's any better.
Got to say goodbye to Vinny Mozzarella.
Hey,
Vinny.
Thank you again, Vinny.
That was so cool. Thanks.
You made our night. Thank you so much. Not just because you sent it, but that young lady was so funny and nice, and that was just sweet. Thank you. Yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. One of these days, we're going to try your mozzarella.
Tangfish says, loved your episode on warranty and repairs. Very insightful. Thanks, Patrick.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I felt bad. I told Josh at Lippert, I'm like, please don't watch that video, because I might have said bad things about suppliers. But, Josh made a good point. He said, it's not that Lippert won't have product that fails, but he said a lot of times, like in our case, if the manufacturer doesn't install the product right, then...
Right.
And he goes, we then the consumer doesn't see it as that. They just know their slide out doesn't work, and it's a Lippert component, so Lippert gets blamed or whoever.
Right.
I am going to have a video someday. When I say someday, now probably in the next few weeks. It's going to be a real short video, but I asked Josh proper maintenance on this Schwintek system, and so he actually showed me what product they recommend, and then where exactly to lubricate. And so I thought I would just share that because. And I actually had him tell me, like on video, so people know that it's coming directly from Lippert, that that's what they're recommending for care on the track system. So, but what are we barking at? Just random neighbors, or
keeps looking up.
So
okay.
I can't really see this.
Well, and Adam from Florida, there was a comment there I wanted to get to. He says, I really like your vlog videos you have been posting lately.
Oh, thanks, Adam. I'm glad because, I think I'm going to do more of those. They don't do well in terms of total views. I don't know if because most of you probably don't look at it like a creator does, where we look at views and we look at other people's views. Sunday's video about the iPhone is like the worst video from a view standpoint that we've had in a really, really long time. But I like making those, and there's a core of you, mainly the TWD Life crowd. You guys really like them, and so I'll still periodically put out educational
Bill
videos.
Utah, thank you. He gave us $5.
Oh, thank you, Bill. You didn't need to do that. We appreciate that.
He says, I knew this slide would get fixed, made my night.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. I knew it would eventually. It was just a matter of being patient,
Yeah.
and it honestly got fixed a lot quicker than I thought it would, to be honest.
And since you're talking about the slide, Debbie Falls, I wonder if this is a common problem with Lance and the slide installs.
I don't know, Debbie. We were
kind of talking about that.
We were kind of talking about that. Like maybe it was just the guy that day that was putting it in. What Josh told me is they're going to keep an eye on the situation. If they start getting a bunch of Lance calls, then they're going to have to go back and retrain, or work with Lance to retrain people. So, like he said, it could have just been a bad day. So I still think Lance is a high quality trailer. I think it's well built, and but it does show you how it just a half an inch caused all that problems.
Well, and Thin Blue Lane RV Live says, hope your slide out costs less than ours did. Our main slide repair was $9,000.
Whoa. No, luckily ours was warranty.
Yeah.
So we were still under warranty, and so it didn't cost us anything other than stress and time of running at places, but I'll pay that any day. So
a lot of people are saying Happy Thanksgiving. Roxanne said they have to reheat their pizza for dinner. Turkey tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, we probably should. We should probably call it a night.
Mobi says Happy Thanksgiving to your family.
Because Alex and I were thinking about cutting into that pecan pie a day early.
Oh, really?
Oh, except we still have banana pudding.
That's true.
Our meal
got
came.
A lot of food.
We got a lot of food. Our meal tonight came with dessert. We didn't eat it because we're.
Thin Blue Lane RV says it was refurbished.
Okay.
Kimmy B says, wishing all the Americans a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you so much again for being here. We appreciate
Bill,
it.
he's having Panda Express.
Tonight or tomorrow?
Says I don't know. It just says I'm having Panda Express.
I don't care whether it's tonight or tomorrow. Good for you, Bill. Okay, so Bill, I don't know what you get at Panda. Patty always gets fried rice. I always get lo mein.
Right.
Is that what they call chow mein? The noodles.
The noodles, just noodles.
And then
right now he's having it.
Oh, right now. And then typically you either get teriyaki chicken or
I like
string bean
chicken,
whatever
string
it's called.
green bean chicken.
And I love their seasonal honey sesame chicken, but otherwise I do the teriyaki chicken.
So he's having it right now. Enjoy.
Yeah. We thought about going there tonight because there's one right over here about 3 miles away. But we're like, well, we can get that at home. So
Rodney Slee says, happy Thanksgiving and happy trails all.
Thanks. Good night. We appreciate it, Rodney. Happy Thanksgiving to both of you. And
Bill Utah's having fried rice, teriyaki chicken, and broccoli beef.
Ooh, he got the box, not the bowl. It's sad that we know this.
Debbie Falls, gosh, there's a Panda Express a mile away. Adam, Panda's orange chicken is good. That's what Sam likes.
Sam's favorite is orange chicken,
chicken.
I think. Oh, look
Bye,
at this one.
y'all. Look at her. Chilling out. She's pushing back, getting a belly rub. Tangfish says, bye, y'all. Stay safe.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it.
Bill has a plate.
Oh, yeah. That's what they call it. Yeah, the plate
Uh-huh.
with the 2 entrees instead of the...
Avenger RV Adventure. Did I hear Mickey Mouse say the time? Yes, it's Patrick's watch.
It's my iWatch. You can put a Mickey Mouse face on it, and then when you touch it, Mickey talks to you and tells you what time it is. And then in the morning, when you first tap it in
Bye,
the morning,
Roxanne.
it'll say like, what does it say? Good morning. It's 5:30.
Pal?
Good morning, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at night he'll say like, it's 8:53. Good evening, pal. So
Thomas writes here, says happy Thanksgiving. Ronnie Glover says hello. There's a couple others I saw.
you're just looking all cute on camera.
So isn't she?
You look a little too relaxed, if you ask me.
She's getting a good belly rub. All right, guys.
All right.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
So everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll be back in December for another one of these live streams. I'm not sure when, because again, we try to do this when we have good cell signal, or in this case, Wi-Fi. It was like bonus. So.
Exactly.
But thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of our lives, and just have a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving tomorrow, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to all of our moderators tonight. We really appreciate it. Russ, Carrie, Mark, Karen, NJ, and Izzy. Not that it ever gets too rowdy in here, but
Goodbye.
it's nice knowing you're here for us.